Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadai from the Men of Valor Camp here in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and the truth. Lord willing, it can be edifying. I have an article, we're going to get right into it from Zero Hedge. It says a recession unlike any other. All right. It says the U.S. economy is already deteriorating due to the humongous fiscal and monetary cliffs. These cliffs are now being compounded by the war in Eastern Europe and near record high inflation. And the Fed's PUT is much lower and smaller in size than Wall Street believes. The war in Ukraine will exacerbate the negative supply shocks that are already in place due to the crown. Worsening bottlenecks will combine with rising inflation to produce a contraction in global growth. Russia produces 12% of the world's oil supply and exports 18% of the world's wheat consumption. Ukraine accounts for 25% of global wheat production. Sanctions and war were served to slow the economy further and send prices for these vital commodities even higher. So let's stop right there for a second. So I know it was a lot, and just in that first paragraph, that's why the Spirit was on me to go into a video on this. All right, with everything already going on, inflation was already becoming a thing. All right, we were already stacking trillions of dollars on debt on top of each other. Okay, this is that place that's laden with that that thick clay. All right, that thick debt. All right, which what they're going to do and have to do, which we already know through the Spirit, they're going to have to hit the reset button, and they have things in place. All right, but see, they don't want to do it to where everybody's pointing a finger at them. They have to divert that, and what better country than Russia? So, someone who they're Edomites as well, but they oppose the ways of America, Babylon the Great. Actually, there's a Jake Stud bitch, man. All right, a lesbian. She's actually jailed over there in Russia for some vape pens or some shit, man. And they trying to stick it to her, right? But nonetheless, the ways over there are much different than they are over here, man. All right, in the West, so to speak. All right, but with everything going on, you already had inflation, going on. A major food crisis. Bottlenecking, which basically you had all these ships sitting in basically in these different ports, not being not being unloaded. All right, that just kind of went away. The news stopped reporting on that. All right, but best believe it was already still in the mix. Then you're saying here now you have this conflict where Russia invading Ukraine. All right, and you have the United States putting all these economic sanctions on Russia. All right, basically trying to cut them off from the rest of the world. Where it says that right here that Russia produces 12% of the world's oil supply. That's a major dent. That's a little more than 10%. All right, just from one country. Which shows that the power that Russia has as far as the resources on the earth, man. Which they're Edomites, of course. This is their kingdom. All right, but they're in opposition to America, Babylon the Great. All right, but why? Because they believe that they have next. They think that they're going to be the next world superpower. But nonetheless, and then it says also that they produce 18% of the wheat production or wheat consumption, and then Ukraine accounts for 25% of the global wheat production. So, say if you don't have anything coming toward the West, all right, as far as wheat and oil, all right, those are two major things, which the oil going up and the Americans having to get it from elsewhere, all right, is already going to raise the prices. It's raising the price of gas. All right, but guess what? How does everything get transported around America? By way of trucks. All right, and if they have to pay $5, $6, $7 a gallon for just to move their truck around to get goods to everybody, best believe the prices of this food is going to go up as well. Okay, that's just the reality of it. That's just on one end. And then what they're saying, 18% and 25% of the global wheat production, man. There's going to be a major famine of bread here. All right. These people don't consider. You think it's just, even these people that have these Teslas, you think, I got a Tesla, I'm going to be good. No, you're going to be affected. All right. This whole little conflict, which, it's starting to seem like it was more to set up than anything, which nonetheless it was sanctioned by Yahweh Shah Shah. You want to talk about sanctions? All right, the Lord ordained this. All right, and it's going to cause major issues in here in America, Babylon the Great. Like I did a video earlier, man, people's lives are about to be greatly disrupted, but most people aren't paying attention. Okay, But I'm gonna keep going on this. It says, but the upcoming recession will be extraordinarily unique. Not only will it occur while inflation is at a multi-decade high, it will be the first U.S. economic contraction to take place while the Federal Reserve had its target interest rate at or near 0%. For comparison, look at how much room the Fed had to produce borrowing costs during the previous economic contractions. It goes into a bunch of fucking numbers. You had different interest rates, though. Right now, you're having the interest rates at zero, okay, because they're trying to stimulate the economy. All right, and that's going into borrowing and making, basically printing money and shit. Okay, not major. All right, but because they're basically, they're not gonna be, this economy's not gonna be able to grow. And then I just saw something actually that the House just passed a damn another $1 trillion deal, and they're talking about giving $13 billion to Ukraine. All right, you want to talk about these damn reparations? Here it is. They paying all this money to these Ukrainians, which is not a part of NATO, which is not a part of the EU. All right, and that conflict really doesn't have anything to do with us. And they're gonna send money over there. But guess what? To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they're not gonna give you no fucking reparations, man. All right, they're not giving you a damn dime, and you want to stay here. That just shows you how much these fucking people love you. But hey, nonetheless, all right. It says in addition, the swoon is in GDP will occur after the Fed has just finished printing 4.5 trillion over the past 2 years, and with the national debt vaulting over 30 trillion due to the massive increase in global government deficits in the wake of the crown pandemic. Man, if this ain't the end of this economy, then I don't know what is, man. All right, these bitches can crumble any day now, and they waiting for that, that final blow to this place, man, so that they can introduce their new system. All right, but nonetheless, man, it's about to be a hell of a hurt on all you damn people, especially you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who put your trust in this place when you're not supposed to. All right, but to keep going, it says, once again, you have the national debt, all right, over 30 trillion. And this is just in the last couple of years, man. They've added, $4, $5, $6, $7 trillion, man. It says so much borrowing helped send the government's debt to GDP ratio soaring to 125%. For perspective, the ratio was just 53% back in the 1960s and only 58% as recently as 2000. Inflation is destroying real wages, and rising borrowing costs are destroying consumers' abilities to consume. Here it is, everybody. Hey, Biden is the one you wanted in office. You was all praising Biden. You wanted Donald Trump out of office. If you look at it just from an economic perspective, Donald Trump was a businessman. All right, he's an Edomite, but he was a businessman, and he was actually, he's the one that pretty much put those stimulus checks in play. When y'all was getting this, getting this free money and shit, he was actually trying to look out for the economy, so to speak. All right, trying to preserve this place. Biden is saying he works for his masters, man, which Trump did too. But I feel like, through the spirit, just me speaking as a man, they got him out the way because, he would kind of go off his rocker a little bit, so to speak. He would kind of, he had some, not loose screws, but, they couldn't control him as much. Of course, he's tapped in. All right, but Biden is a career politician, man. He's all for serving his masters, man, the global elites. And see how, just look how, he only really just a year in. Look at all this shit, man. All right, Biden is that guy, man. Make no mistake about it. And hey, prophecy is coming to pass, man. We're not rooting for a guy or, booing for another. We want all these damn nations to fall, man. We don't give a damn about Russia or Ukraine or China. All right, we care about Yasha Allah, the nation of Israel, man. Right? And the elect right now, because 2/3 are absolutely bugged out. All right, but this inflation, man. Here it is. Everything going up. Guess what's not going up? What we getting paid at these jobs. You love your job so damn much, Jake. You might be making your little money and shit here. Hey, inflation is fucking that shit up, man. Because you're paying more at the pump, to fill your tank up. You're gonna pay more for food. All right, and just overall, your way of life is about to be disrupted, man. But continuing on, it says inflation is destroying real wages, and rising borrowing costs are destroying consumers' ability to consume. Consumption is 70% of GDP, and that means the rate of economic growth is set to plunge. This would normally spur the government into remediative action, but the fact remains that the ability of the Treasury and Federal Reserve to turn around. Says to turn around a recession expedition. I'm tripping over this word. I'm gonna skip over it. It says by borrowing trillions of dollars and having that debt monetized by Fed has become greatly fettered this time around. Fed Chair Jerome Powell is in a conundrum that is mostly of his own making, and from which there is no and man, they got these long ass words on here. Outcome. It says if the Fed gets overly concerned about slowing GDP due to the conflict in Ukraine, it could, for the most part, shelve its plans to raise rates and planned reduction in the size of its balance sheet. But that would risk propelling inflation even further away from Powell's standard 2% target. Which it's just talking about the numbers. I'm not gonna bore you with that. All right, but really the headline caught me. They do back up, these headlines that they be going into. All right, but nonetheless, man, this is going to be a recession like none other, man. You're going to have everything and hyperinflation, man. Inflation, hyperinflation, and damn a recession, man. This is going to be a depression like no other, man. This economy is going to completely collapse. All right, because at some point it's going to be out of the control of the elites, out of the control of the government. The Lord is going to drive this thing, man. And we got the scriptures to back it up. Cause that's what we base, all right. What we're based on. We use these articles and stuff to back up, to what the scriptures say. All right, but hey, prophecy stands alone, man. Prophecy will be fulfilled. We use these articles and videos to basically measure prophecy. So I want to grab this, all right, because you damn Americans, man, you're in a world. You about to be in a world of hurt. Come on, let's close this out. Let's get back into this. This is Isaiah chapter 24. Let's start. Man, I'm gonna start at verse. Let's start at verse 4. It says, actually, verse 3. It says, no. Verse 4. Yeah, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish, and all these people are fucking haughty as hell, man. They don't consider Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I started to do a video on it, but. The spirit just had said, basically just do what you was about to do. But some shit on damn Sierra's prayer, man. All right, it was a prayer Sierra had. It was the most vain shit I've ever heard, man. But nonetheless, that's for another video. All right, but these people are haughty, man. Verse 5, it says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. And not just all the inhabitants, okay, because you have a righteous, but you have the wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. These Edomites, man, which, a brother just sent me a video from somebody calling into the InfoWars show or whatever with Alice Jones, man, and she was speaking about, basically the earth reaping what is sown, right, and talking about Edomite behavior, man. Okay, this truth is going forth, man. It's undeniable. All right, the scriptures, all right, will prevail, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua, all right, his counsel is coming to pass. All right, but that's who the damn inhabitants is speaking about. These damn Edomites, man. They're destroying the earth. It says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. It says the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all merry hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoiceth endeth, the joy of the heart ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song, and strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Why? Why, man? It's going to go into it. But because, shit, just, man, I know I did. I'm not even going to lie. You go to the gas tank, you throwing, it took, I still had like a quarter of a tank. It took me fucking $40 just to fill the bitch back up. And I just put 50 in like last week. So gas is going up, hey, we deal with it. We ain't tripping on it because we know the latter end of this. However, you can, you grunt a little bit like, damn, this shit expensive as hell, man. All right. And people making jokes about it. All right. But they're basically trying to get an understanding of what's going on. And they're trying to make light of the situation because people are really about to go through it. All these different memes of gas going up and, war and everything, man. We're not in the time of peace. We're in the time of war. tribulation, anguish, all these things, right? So it says once again, verse 9, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it, right? Because, they're not gonna be drinking to be merry and mirthful. They're gonna be drinking because they're in anguish. They're trying to numb the pain, so to speak. Verse 10, it says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Right, that city of confusion, America, Babylon the Great. Right, that great city. Right, it's being broken down. The Lord is systematically breaking this place down. It says, verse 11 again, it says, all right, verse 10 again, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the street, right? There's a crying for wine. There's a crying for understanding as to what's going on and why is it happening. All right. You're going to wake up one day, man, gas is going to be $10 a gallon, man. You're going to go to the store and bread and wheat is going to be $5-10 for a loaf of bread, man. Food prices are just going through the fucking roof. You're going to want to find the answers, man. All right. But you're not going to get those answers. It says there's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. and this is what we rejoice at. This is what we're excited about. All right, as you people lament and cry, because like I sent a video in the chat, a TikTok. This girl talking about the Edomite bitch, talking about she put $15 in the tank and she ain't even get a quarter tank of gas, man, and she was weeping. That's what we rejoice at, man. Because when the world weeps and like it says in Isaiah, later on in Isaiah, it says, "My servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed," man. Okay, we gonna be able to eat and drink. We're gonna be merry in that day when all hell is breaking loose, because the Lord is gonna protect us. But you people, you don't have any protection, man. You had your time to be in a mirthful spirit, man. It says, Man, I'm gonna read verse 11 again. It says, there's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Okay, and I'm gonna stop right there, man. All right, because the latter end of this place is gonna be destruction. All right, this place is gonna be utterly destroyed by way of thermonuclear fire, man. All right, those thermonuclear missiles. And we see that these things are being put in play. That's why we're going to keep going as hard as we can, man, as hard as the Lord allows us, all right, to push his word out, because there's coming a time where we're not going to be able to. Okay, so we want to leave it all on the table so that we're protected in that time and ultimately translate it, man, to those chariots. That's what we're fighting for, but I just want to go into that article. Didn't want to make it a long video, straight and to the point. All right, but this is, it's going to be a recession like no other, man. And we're in the beginning of it. Make no mistake about it. We are in the beginning of it. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashimi, Awashab, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Until next time, Shalom.